Disgraced media mogul Harvey Weinstein faces 4 new sex crime charges in Los Angeles. This comes as jury selection gets underway today in his New York trial. The L.A. charges are based on a rape accusation from one woman and a sexual assault allegation from another. The separate incidents allegedly took place over a 2-day period in 2013.
Now, those proceedings will not start until Weinstein's trial in New York wraps up. Weinstein denies all allegations of non-consensual sex in the New York case. He has not yet commented on the charges in Los Angeles. New York Times correspondent and CBS News contributor, that's Jodi Kantor, won a Pulitzer Prize for breaking news about Harvey Weinstein. She is here with the new developments and the results of a new CBS News poll on the impact of the Me Too and Time's Up movements. Jodi, good to have you back at the table. Listen, it doesn't seem like yesterday was a very good day for Harvey Weinstein, but what do these new charges mean, that they come at the same day that his new trial is beginning, as they're selecting a jury?
It was an incredibly dramatic development, and Harvey Weinstein is essentially now fighting charges on 2 fronts. And as you said, these L.A. allegations are very dramatic. The prosecutors are basically accusing him of hurting women day after day in L.A. And remember that as jury selection starts in New York, the New York jury may know about what he's accused of doing in Los Angeles.
So do you think these 2 cases could affect each other, Jodi?
They can, in ways that are very unpredictable. First of all, there's a woman who's involved in both cases. There are only 2 women at the basis of the New York charges, but the prosecutors can call other witnesses. One of those witnesses is also at the center of the L.A. allegations.
But that's the point his lawyer was making when we talked to her earlier, that we hear all these terrible stories about Harvey Weinstein, but at the end of the day, this case only involves 2 women. So he may have been a sinner, she says, but he's not a criminal. What do you say about that in light of all of that we keep hearing about him?
You know, until opening arguments happen, I think we don't really know the exact strength of the prosecution or of the defense. Here's the advantage that the prosecution has. When they begin to show a pattern, that can be really devastating. Remember that the nature of the Harvey Weinstein allegations is these women who are strangers to one another, who didn't know each other, they're telling very similar stories about the same man over and over again. That's really powerful. What the defense has on its side is that, remember, the jury has to be unanimous to convict. When is the last time that 12 people you know agreed on these really complicated matters about sex and power? So they may be able to create some doubt about exactly what happened and about consent in the jury's mind.
I want to get your reaction to this new CBS News poll on Time's Up and the Me Too movement. A quarter of people say they are talking more about the issue of sexual harassment and misconduct, but most people say things have not changed. Does that surprise you?
Well, I think what's confounding now is that everything's changed and nothing's changed. You know, what we see 2+ years later is that, first of all, people are still really confused about what sexual harassment is. It's not a criminal charge like the ones in these cases in New York and LA. And it's not really about sex, it's about work. It's about women's opportunities in the workplace and going into the workplace and trying to do a job and instead being asked for something else. I think also it's part of why this case is so symbolic, because what we've seen is that social attitudes have shifted, but have they shifted in the courtroom? Have our laws shifted? How will a jury respond to this kind of evidence? Will they see it differently than a jury might have seen it a decade or 2 ago?
Well, we will see. You also say this case is so much bigger than just one man.
Exactly.
Jodi Kantor, thank
Jodi.
you. Tomorrow, we'll look at the Time's Up Legal Defense Fund and its effort to help victims of sexual harassment at work.